Hey, Thatch here. Welcome to the PokePodcast. This week we've got an awesome discussion just going over everything in Pokemon Legends CA that we really loved and what we thought of the game. This is probably the longest topic we've ever done for Puckle. Of course, we're going to have a little intro and a little bit of news before that topic, but if you want, there are timestamps in the show notes and on YouTube. You can watch those as well, just to skip straight to that discussion. It's very awesome. We really appreciate you guys listening. And if you can do anything, comment, like, subscribe, whatever, rate, wherever you are. It helps the show out, and we really, really appreciate it. But on that note, let's just get on to the show and puckle up for another exciting episode.
And now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, Puckle Podcast.
Puckle! Puckle! It's Puckle! Puckle! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! Puckle! Puckle.
Welcome to another episode of the Puckle Podcast. I'm your host, Trainer Thatch, here today with my co-host. We've got the one and only Lynian.
Hello.
And we've got the returning Dr. Shamu.
Hello. It's been a year almost.
Over a year.
Just remember us as AZ holding up a Floette as it descends. It's been 3,000 years.
3,000 years. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice and on topic now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
But welcome to the Puckle Podcast. Puckle, of course, standing for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007, where we talk everything Pokemon, from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between. And we are the longest running Pokemon podcast because we've been doing it since 2007. And we're just here just to talk and see what's up. I don't know. I would ask you guys what you've been up to in Pokemon lately, but I feel like I know the answer with Legends ZA coming out. I know we're all pretty much done with it, but
there's
well,
I went to Japan recently.
Yeah, you did go
cool.
to Japan. That's true. Tell us a little bit. Tell us how that went.
It was really cool, and there's a lot I could talk about, but I will say on the Pokemon side, going there during the Pokemon release was wild.
Oh, really?
Because the ads were inescapable. Like, I genuinely saw 2 different ads within 20 minutes of leaving the airport.
Yeah.
One on the subway, and then one just spread up on a wall. You could pre-order it in every 7-Eleven, which is like every 3 blocks, all through Tokyo. On the days leading up to it, there were countdown ads on pretty much any screen. And the day it dropped, we were in Kyoto, so we went to the Kyoto Pokemon Center. They had a whole new line of merch that was available.
Yay.
With megas of everything, and then an Eternal Floette plush, which we did pick up.
That's cute, actually.
And then every convenience store that day had new mega-inspired Pokemon foods. Ooh. So there was like the Mega Charizard sandwich or the Mega Gardevoir sandwich. And if those are still there, get the Gardevoir one. It's pretty good.
Wait, was it like shaped like a Mega Gardevoir, or is it just like called
it just
that?
had them on the front and was like
themed
after like the colors.
Okay, that makes sense.
And they had little
because like the problem is like both are very reasonable in Japan. Like having been there,
they had Totodile Tepig and Chikorita desserts as well. And the Tepig one were these 2 pancakes with Asuki bean paste and whipped cream between them. Very good.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, no, they do a lot of stuff like that all the time. What was really wild was
all the time.
What it was really wild once. I was actually in South Korea, and at South Korea they also had like it wasn't near a launch, but like it was. I think both times I've been to Japan were near a launch, but it was very, very weird. Like I just found like so much random Pokemon stuff in South Korea, at convenience stores and stuff like that. It like just like food promos, just like you would see in Japan. But You never think about that as much, right? Like
No.
when you're traveling to other countries that aren't Japan, you're not like, oh man, I can't wait to see the Pokemon crossover food. And because you don't expect it. I expect it in Japan because I don't know where else or what else Japan's going to do sometimes.
One Piece. There were so many different One Piece crossovers as we were walking around. It'd be like, here's this train, and here's the One Piece ticket for it. And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Why?
One Piece does that a lot. Yeah, they do that. It's crazy. That place is like, the advertising there is nuts. At least like the advertising's fun. Like the consumerism in Japan is fun. It feels like the early 2000s in the US, and it's just not there anymore. Like when we had the weird like Pokemon airplane way back when.
Yes.
Like we don't have that anymore.
Do you have any Hello Kitty wraps I saw on trains?
Yes. Yes, I have a good idea.
Multiple Shinkansen. So I kept seeing them.
I can imagine that actually. I can absolutely imagine. But yeah. Yeah, I don't want to keep us too long though, like or anybody else, unless there's anything that anybody's dying to get out. I want to definitely just let's get to the news, and then we'll get to the topic. So let's jump on over and get right on to that news. So let's cue that epic ball bounce. Welcome to the news. In the news, we've got a few things to talk about. Not that many, honestly, actually, though. First and foremost, Pokemon Legends EA has sold 5.8 million units globally. And that's actually just like the retail units. It doesn't include the download numbers because they don't release the download numbers right away when the game is launched. So for comparison's sake, for people at home who are unaware, I believe it was somewhere around like 1.48 million were the retail units sold for Pokemon Legends Arceus at release. So
yeah, something like that. Yeah,
that's
so 4 times.
Yeah, this is like 4 or 5 times larger, which is I'm unsurprised by because one, it's like a cross-platform release to some extent. It is the quote unquote first Pokemon game on the Switch 2. Which I think also gives it like some hype around it as well. Also with the success of the previous Legends game, I can't see why this one wouldn't also sell well.
Yeah, I think people were worried about Legends PLA, and then this one is like, oh, we know what that one's like. This one will be something different, and had more faith in it.
Well,
there's also the fact that it came out in November,
October. Yeah, I was about to say that. No, January. Yeah. It was January, not March.
January, right.
It came out in January, which is worse than March, like significantly.
It came out in January, one of the worst months for it, when no one had any money to spend on it.
Yeah, exactly. January is the worst month in the entire world to release any kind of media. It is like, if you ever try to see any kind of new movie in January, just don't. Like, that's just like where they like put all the shovelware, essentially, movies and stuff like that. Because
it's either a movie they have no faith in.
Yeah, exactly.
Which sometimes just means that like the director pissed off a bunch of producers and it's okay, but it's rare.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, this is good news for the game. I mean, Legends itself is like a fun, exciting thing. We'll talk about it obviously some more in this show, but yeah, great for the game. Good for you. 5.8 million units, rocking it. Just as usual, and not to mention it gets the support of the holiday season as well compared to PLA.
Oh yeah.
Because PLA actually had Scarlet and Violet come out before the holiday season that it would have enjoyed.
Was it Scarlet and Violet or is it BDSP?
It was Scarlet and Violet. BDSP came out before PLA.
Oh, sorry. I misheard what you had talked about. Yeah.
So yeah, BDSP enjoyed Christmas. PLA never got to. Pokemon Legends Arceus didn't get to enjoy any kind of holiday season whatsoever because Scarlet and Violet came out almost immediately afterwards. Like we got a lot of Pokemon games at once back then.
Oh yeah, because we BDSP into PLA into that. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we'll talk about here. We'll talk about more Pokemon Legends ZA stuff here in a minute or two. But yeah, we'll let you go ahead, Shamu, get this next part.
Yeah. Into the video game news, we have got regional that were announced in for Houston on March 20 and 22nd to that weekend. And then Orlando, Florida for April 3rd through 5th. So
Wow.
woo, new regionals.
New regionals.
Hooray.
I remember when they used to
Uh,
announce the whole season at once.
Yeah, now it's
That's
kind
when
of
they
like
could. Now they can't even book hotels more than a few months in advance.
No, you're absolutely right.
Speaking of things that are collapsing under their own weight, in Pokemon Go's news.
Okay, it's not collapsing. It's actually doing pretty well, I think, still.
Yeah.
Fortunately and such unfortunately.
It's just funny to say it that way. The second part of the Halloween event starts the day this episode releases and runs through November 2nd. Adds costume versions for Teddy Ursa and Noibat lines. So enjoy that. On November 1st, which is All Saints Day or All Souls Day?
All Saints Day. All Saints Day.
Okay.
All Souls Day is November 2nd.
They're back to back, and they basically sound the same to me.
So yes, more or less. I mean, the religious studies degree.
Yeah,
coming
I knew
out,
you'd know.
But yeah, All Saints Day is the Catholic holiday for what all of the people who have made it into heaven. All Souls Day are for everybody else that's dead. Purgatory people mostly. Mostly for people who are still in purgatory.
Also,
yeah,
I mean,
I digress.
technically the people in hell, but anyway.
Yeah.
On November 1st, you can get a G-Max Garbodor in raids. Go get the guy who's got, is it a boat or a train that's wedged in him?
Boat. I think there's a train somewhere too, though. There's a plane, a train, a boat, a Master Ball.
Got it all.
Any automobiles? Okay.
Maybe, actually. I don't remember, though.
Yeah. And in Pokemon TCG news, Pokemon TCG Pocket announced their first Mega Set, and it's got Pinsir.
Yay. It also has a bunch of other Megas, like Mega Blaziken, who's not in Pokemon Legends CA. That's not a spoiler. I don't care. I don't care that people know this. It was like my one concern leading up to the game. It's fine. It's fine. It'll probably be in the DLC. Like, it's fine. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it. It'll be in the DLC probably.
And if it isn't, that's fine.
I mean,
it already got 2 games. It's fine.
Yeah, but I don't care about Mega Blaziken. I care about like Mega Sceptile and Mega Swampert. I like them. I like the goofy guys.
Mega Swampert in a game without abilities is not doing good.
He still gets to be strong boy.
But he's not even the water starter with the highest base attack in that case.
He is to be strong boy. Yeah, not anymore, but he was. He could have been. He was.
Could have been a contender.
Could have been. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. All right. Well, we're going to go to everybody's favorite part of the show now. Well, before we get there, I want to remind everybody, Puckle's Badge Bonanza is still going on for the month of October, and we are still laddering on the doubles ladder on Scarlet and Violet for that one. Next month, we will have like a ZA like bingo sheet that you can fill out. It's going to be cool. If you've played it, you've probably done most of them. I will say that. But yes, let's go ahead and get into everybody's favorite part of the show news segment, though. Wo Chien's News Corner, news brought to you at a snail's pace. 10 years ago this week, there was the Build-A-Bear partnership with Pokemon was announced. I actually went to it because I got my Pikachu. And now we get too many Build-A-Bears. Also, the Spooky Cup happened. It was a tournament where you could only use a certain list of Pokemon, and it was very curated. Rather than just being like ghosts and dark types, there were like so many more. Also, Hoopa started being distributed in the West. That was actually really cool. But yeah, the list of Spooky Cup Pokemon, like I'm just gonna give people like I'm gonna give people just like a little taste of what it was, because they were like ridiculous. Like some Pokemon that aren't dark and ghost type to think about. This is before Sun and Moon came out. Rattata and Raticate. That's cool, I guess. Granbull made it.
Mice.
Granbull made it, but not Snubbull. No Snubbull, just Granbull. Gligar made it. I'm not sure that Gliscor made it. Gliscor did not make it, actually, looking at the list.
I think this had to be tied into a merch line.
No, it was just that they used to do these fun things. If you actually played in 3 battles, you just got 10 rare candy because it's like going trick-or-treating. Like, they used to do these fun competitions. I missed these.
No, I know that, but like those lists were often informed by like there'd be a merch line of spooky Pokemon, and then it would be like those 10. And then you would do a battle thing where you just got a participation prize.
Oh, there's more than 10 in this list though. Like Noibat, Noivern made it. We got Joltik and Galvantula made it into this.
Like a lot of them I kind of can understand still too, because they go spider, I go like a rat or whatever, a mouse, whatever you want to say it. Gligar just being a bat.
Yeah,
like,
but Gliscor, but not Gliscor. Oh no, there's Gliscor. There it is. Never mind. I just missed it. I'm dumb. Tangrowth made it. Okay, like make it make sense. It doesn't need to make sense. I'm okay with it.
Tangrowth I don't really understand, but there's probably maybe like a pumpkin patch or something. I don't know.
Exploud? What Exploud make it?
What he did.
I don't know. I don't know what he did. I do like the Shedinja made it, but not Ninjask.
Yeah, one's a ghost.
Yeah, but like just let him in. Let him in. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. Parasect made actually Parasect makes sense. Never mind. I shouldn't say anything. But yeah. All right. Well, that is the news. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna kick it on over now to our welcome to the topic. Our topic today is just going to be kind of a full-on review of Pokemon Legends ZA. We're going to try to keep it like mostly spoiler-free. Like we're going to try to stay away from major story spoilers for those of you at home. But we I believe all three of us have like finished the main story.
Yeah, I'm pretty much at the point of where I'm done with it until DLC.
Yeah. So we're all pretty much done. We can kind of talk to a lot of things. And I kind of just want to give like the full review. Last week we did first impressions after having it for about a day or so. And I kind of want to get into it now and see if like, well, you weren't the guys on the show last week, but I don't know that my score has changed too much. I think I gave it like a 7.5 out of 10 last week. And I think I would probably still kind of stand by that. But we can obviously get your scores as well at the end of this too, but there's a lot to cover because this game has done a lot of different things for the Pokemon franchise, as I think a Pokemon Legends game will at this point. Again, we've only got 2 of them, so I can't draw too many conclusions. Even just using like Pokemon Legends Arceus, and everybody's assuming every Pokemon Legends game is going to be in the past, and then look at where we are now, 5 years after the events of Pokemon X and Y, and it's not. It's completely different. So yeah, let's get into it. Our first big discussion point is the battling system that we wanted to cover. And I want to talk about it. Obviously, that's been the big push for the entire game. And I think that battling has more or less like been the major component of the game. And I think, honestly, I'm not going to lie, I think it's kind of fun, especially in game. And like in game battling is so much fun. It is almost turn based. I should say, but because at the rate you're firing off moves with your opponent, it's almost a 1-for-1 a lot of the times. You can play some tricks and get some stuff off faster, but it's really fun to actually be able to dodge moves physically. It is protect is useful in single battles now. And I love a bunch of the other moves that they've given protect like effects, like double team. I have to give like a round of applause to the team that like went it and took like the typical status moves and decided how that was going to be implemented here in game.
It reminds me very heavily of Xenoblade Chronicles,
yes,
both 3 and 2. One, for better and worse, one thing I think is really interesting, and it's one of the things when you are playing the game you'll pick up on immediately, is because there is no PP and we're on just a pure cooldown based system, all 4 moves are going to be used.
Yeah.
You're not going to get into a point where you can just
kind of
spam your best move to get through everything.
No, it's really cool. Like, and this is kind of jumping to like a later discussion point, but like it kind of broke my brain a little bit, but it was really cool. I was building a team for the ladder. Well, ladder, I'm going to put that in heavy quotes. for the online mode, and I was making an Excadrill for that. And when you're typically making a Pokemon team, and you're like thinking of traditional Pokemon like 1v1 singles OU, you're like, okay, well, I'm not going to put Drill Run and Earthquake on my Excadrill. That makes no sense. Like those moves are essentially the same move. And so you just choose Earthquake. But in this mode, you want both because they do different things. Like Drill Run and Earthquake are no longer the same move. Like Drill Run does this really cool thing where it like runs through the opponents and chases them down. And then Earthquake is a really cool AoE effect. So it's very interesting, and it does kind of change how you think about how Pokemon works now.
Having multiple. Good.
I never thought like I'd use Fly or Heavy Slam.
Yeah.
Like they home, like, oh, Salamence uses Fly, it disappears, and then it's like someone's running away, it just slams on them, gets the KO because it just homes in on them enough, and
yeah,
it's like, oh, that's a cool little thing. And just the fact that they've got these little traits to the moves, like U-turn and stuff that bounces back to you. So like it does a hit and then runs away.
Yeah,
and even things like having multiple ground type moves gets valuable when you don't get the kill in one blow. So are you going to wait for that to come online, or are you going to click your next attack?
Exactly. No, it's super cool. Like it changes. I love the way that it changes the way that you have to think about Pokemon movesets. It's so interesting. It has certainly added a lot of different perspective, which is really cool after, 30 years of Pokemon. Being able to sit down and be like, wow, these are the same Pokemon, but I use them completely differently now, which makes certain Pokemon better than others, or better than they would have been, right? And I maybe not because of like the pool of Pokemon that's available, at least right now. But it is very, very interesting, and I think it's a lot of fun. And granted, online, I have seen pretty much every Pokemon, and they've all been somewhat useful. They've all done a thing. None of them I've seen have been like, I'm like, oh man, that guy brought a Vivillon. It's not going to do anything. The Vivillon did something. They all have like their own thing that they can do, which I think is really, really cool and a lot more unique than I would have seen in like OU, right? In competitive battling. Otherwise.
It is helped a little bit by Smash Brothers balancing, which is if there are 4 people, you're going to have some weird niche advantage over someone, even if it's not everyone all the time.
Yeah. And
it's
generally,
pretty cool.
worst case, you can like sneak kill in. Just like, oh, they're all fighting there. I'm going to throw an Earthquake in, and you get like 2 of them maybe.
Man, my favorite thing, especially online, but this also works very well in the single player mode as well, is just using the priority moves. Because the priority moves do like a really cool thing where they zoom in real fast and like get a punch. So like extreme speed, bullet punch, they're just so cool. I love doing that online and also like in the game. I mean, I also like using them to break like the mega crystals in the game because the mega crystals. Oh yeah,
because they home in too, and
they home in, and they just do it real fast, and then you're just moving on.
Yeah.
Instead of waiting for your Pokemon to do the move. Yeah.
Using Lopunny with that and the punches, and so it's just like. It homes in on like for the crystals too. If they're up in the air, if you use like Mach Punch on it, it'll actually like go up in the air where the punches won't always reach up there because it's not like it's not like that zoom animation to like lock on and home.
Yeah.
But like it's just nice too. And then also for online, it was just nice to have like closer coverage, and usually 2 out of the 3 punches did enough.
Yeah, it's been very cool.
After the first little bit when I was getting used to the game, I had a moment where I realized, and Shamu may have had this as well, where I went, oh my god, this is just PTU speed chess. And
a little bit.
all of the combat clicked. I was like, oh, okay, so this is what I gotta do. These are the frequencies. I've got my whole move list at every time.
Yeah, a lot of it was like, oh, like, what's my fast cooldown? Okay, cool. Yeah. Like I can, you learn a rotation that's how I viewed it. Was like I learned my rotation of I go, at least with Lopunny it was easy. It's like, oh, I go Mach Punch into Elemental Punch into Mach Punch into other Elemental Punch, because by the time that one it would cool off, I could keep spamming the Mach Punch just to get some damage in constantly. And so even then like rotations of like, cool, I'm going to like Swords Dance into Slash into Night Slash into Quick Attack into Slash into like with the Absol. you learn a little rotation of like your moves, and you
Yeah.
just kind of. Well, by the
I
time
did-
you've done all 3 moves, the sword stance might be off cooldown, or you might be running out of your boost. Refresh it, go through the attacks again.
I
Watch
did
rinse,
catch
repeat.
myself because of like how real time it was, the battling. I did catch myself because I was using a Dragonite through my playthrough. I caught myself pressing like the L bumper for like not Dragon Rush, but a different dragon move in Pokemon Unite. Like I caught because I felt like I was playing Pokemon Unite to some extent. It was really cool and super interesting compared to other battling that we've done before. I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Like I thought it was a very fresh
compared
take.
to, like Arceus,
yes.
which
Oh,
the half turn based was not fun.
The Arceus was
combat
bad.
was not balanced.
It wasn't balanced. It wasn't the forethought of the game, right? Where the forethought of Pokemon Legends Arceus was to catch Pokemon
Capture and exploration,
and it did that very well. In my opinion, it did that very, very well. And
it did
I think
it so well that combat felt like a punishment.
It did. And it's very much the opposite here with Pokemon Legends EA. Like battling is the main focus here, and capturing mechanics kind of take like a backseat, though they're very interesting, and we'll talk about those here in a minute. But like they're very interesting. But this was definitely a very battle focused game. Like it's very evident as well in like the very long tutorial where you do a couple of battles before you even get the opportunity to like catch a Pokemon. It's very like that was very evident to me. I'm like, okay, this is the battling game. Like this is what they want you to do. They want you to battle. And
it's evident in the research. 1,000 battles. And it's mandatory for the shiny charm. You have to do the 1,000 battles.
Yeah.
Because you don't have enough points otherwise.
I'm into it. I'm here for it.
I think that was the one thing for me. It was like I did the 1,000 battles, and by the end of it, I was like, okay, I'm sick of the battling. It was fun, it was refreshing, but 1,000 battles was too much.
I think if you binge it within a week, that might happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you binge it within a week, like I think there's like a frequency thing there, frequency component.
I guess, but there's like.
I would also get sick of it later. I would also get sick of 100 battles per day. I would also get sick of that.
Yeah.
But I think it's very very enjoyable. I think one of the other things, like the thing that what I really liked compared to something like Legends Arceus or even Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was just like how fluid it is to enter battle in the game. Like that feels so like I remember going from Pokemon Legends Arceus to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and being like, wow, this feels really clunky going to capture Pokemon, like capturing a wild Pokemon, because you have to like enter the battle animation and all of that. And then you catch the Pokemon in the traditional Pokemon way. And then here, like all of that's gone. Like it's like best of both worlds. It's just like, you can battle very seamlessly. You can capture Pokemon very seamlessly. It's beautiful. Like I feel like the capture mechanics here as well are just kind of like the nice sweet spot of like just how Pokemon should work always. Always going forward. But which I guess is like a natural segue to like the next discussion point, which was the capture mechanics. Or not, maybe not mechanics. I feel like mechanics is a strong word, but just like how the capturing felt. It's a bit different in this game than it was in both Legends Arceus and it has been in Scarlet and Violet. Like one of the coolest things is like you can knock a wild Pokemon out and still have a chance to catch it. It is like a last chance though. You get like one ball and that's it. You can throw balls throughout the battle. They can work potentially. You can throw it before the battle. They could work. But yeah, if you knock them out, you still get like a last chance, which is cool.
And then there's also the little angry mechanic of like if you throw too many and don't catch it, they get angry and you can't actually can't try to catch it for like a minute or something like that.
Or until you knock it out, which is usually just the way faster thing to do is just beat it over the head until it's out.
You haven't tried catching a Beldum, have you?
I have.
I did. I caught it instantly and everyone else is complaining.
It's like the worst capture in the game.
It is terrible.
It's the worst thing to catch.
It's terrible. They did instead
Dratini,
of like,
however, is the worst.
No, it's not.
It's not that bad.
It does run, but
also you just get an alpha
fine.
spawn and you're fine.
Yeah, you'll eventually get an alpha.
I did
Found
not.
like 2.
I also
like,
caught it
cool.
with that. I also caught it without the alpha spawn too. Like it depends on
Yeah.
which spawn point you go to, but yeah. Yeah, I did notice compared to something like Pokemon Legends Arceus, the capture rates were definitely lower. It felt like
Yeah.
more traditional Pokemon.
I think
talking
so,
about the
yeah. I think
Beldum,
they
talking
set
about the
'em-
Beldum, right? Like, you know.
Yeah, like that alone made me go, oh, they set these capture rates to like what they normally are. I
Yeah, they're
believe.
normal
Mhm.
capture
And I
rates. They're
think
the
in
normal
like
capture rates.
PLA they upped it, or they made the ways you like. Also, it helps too that in PLA your sneaking was much more effective, which I'm glad it wasn't as effective. I kind of
Yeah.
like that it was like not
Well,
like
they really want to like again, this is the battling game. They like want you to go and
Yeah.
battle them and beat them over the head and throw the Pokeball and catch them. Like that's what they want. And
Yeah.
I'm for it. You know, I'm here. Let's do it. You know.
Stealth in Pokemon Legends Arceus was how you avoided fighting. Stealth in Pokemon Zeta A is how you get yourself into an advantageous position for when battling becomes inevitable.
I agree with that.
I think also in kind of in tandem with the stealth too. There's one thing I had a bit of a problem with like the battling, and you kind of notice it in some like trainer fights when you're trying to like get the advantage. Is some of the Pokemon pathing is not the greatest.
No.
They run up against the wall and they just don't know how to get through the wall or get around the wall, and it's like
Yes. Also,
Okay.
Yeah,
the Pokemon
don't.
Well, what's really annoying to me is like when you try to do a range attack and then they like go run behind a wall and then it doesn't do anything because it hits the wall and not the Pokemon you told them to attack. Like it's so frustrating.
Or some attacks
a
will go
ranged
through
attack.
the thing and some don't.
Yeah.
Some ranged attacks, I have a really hard time figuring where my guy is going to order to get shot from. So I'm like, is this intentional? Like, is there a range or is there something very specific and I'm just not learning the spacing? Is this a me problem?
Yeah, I do think that the capturing was, well, not the cap, but the range attacks are weird. The sneaking in the Zeta A Royale was really fun though. I do have to say that. Like the Zeta A Royale in general, very fun. We talked about it a little bit last week. And it's really a big bummer that during the game, like they just skip you from V to F.
I hated that.
It was such a bummer. What a bummer.
I get
On one
why,
hand, yeah,
but I
that
hate
sucks.
it.
On the other hand, I could not imagine this game being that long.
Could you imagine?
I think I would have punched a wall.
I think my biggest complaint is that happened when there was so like one of my, maybe not a complaint, but like one of my disappointments with this game, outside of like some other minor issues, but one of my biggest complaints with this game was like the Zeta A Royale is like such an opportunity to just like have really cool cameos from the Pokemon universe, and they just did it. Like they dropped the ball on that horribly.
I think they wanted to make it
they definitely
game.
They
and
definitely
that
did.
They wanted to have everyone here.
Okay, but that also upsets me because they just didn't do that either. Like why? Like Professor Sycamore is just like gone with very little explanation.
Yeah, there are some weird things I've noticed. Maybe we'll get like
character-wise, it's very weird.
To the chance we get something
maybe
like that. I could easily see with you saying that. I could easily see us getting what the what Scarlet Violet did with the Indigo Disc and getting the rematches with like all their people like from everywhere in that world.
Yeah.
Like we might get something like that for
there were
the A and a DLC. Maybe I don't know.
There's just like a lot of characters that I would attribute to Lumio City that just weren't there. Like Professor Sycamore, Clement, Bonnie. Like why are they just all gone? I don't know. They just decided like nah, you just can't have that.
I think they just wanted to localize it, meaning make it local, not localize. Game. Yeah. They wanted to have you be mostly dealing with this cast, and I think
for sure,
given how the ending happened, like how the ending felt, I think that it was a good thing. I do think it's weird that not one of them was a recurring character,
right? Other
than AZ.
Well, you also had Emma.
Other ones, but
you had Emma. You have like AZ, Emma, and then minor spoiler characters. Yeah.
Emma was a lot of fun, and Mabel as well.
Was cool. Yeah, Mabel
was the first time I saw the words plea deal in a game targeted for children.
Oh no, that was like, well. To be fair, the Legends games are supposed to be targeted towards an older audience. Compared
slightly,
to like the normal games,
still,
but
it was like, oh, I'm sorry, you took a what?
There's some words that they've used in parts of the game that are just like people have seen them memed around.
No, I do.
Like,
okay.
Oh my god, it's so great.
My
great to see.
My favorite part of a lot of this game has been just like we get the aftermath of Team Flare, and it is the most serious aftermath I have ever seen for any evil team in any Pokemon game. Like, if you think about like Team Rocket, nothing bad really happens to anybody who is an ex-Team Rocket person. You don't hear about anything bad happening. Giovanni just escapes and disappears. It's fine.
Yeah, and then they come back years later. It's not like we were attacked. It was just like, we've continued to be criminals. It's like, so nothing changed for you.
Nothing changed. And like I think the closest thing we get to this is probably how what's his name? Chairman Rose like turns himself in at the end of Sword and Shield. But like they're just like, yeah, it turns out nobody likes us after all of that when we tried to end the world. And even just being like slightly associated with it is problematic and we can't do anything. And then Mabel's just like, yeah, I took a plea deal and I am now
von Braun.
I'm now just stuck in Lubio City and I have to do all of this research.
It's like house arrest, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because like she like mentioned that this is how they can keep an eye on her. Like, what's a better way than just being in the research, like in the research facility or whatever, or the research lab.
I'm not allowed to leave.
Yeah, it was pretty insane. I mean, I really did appreciate. Like, I did like that. It made it feel very real, story wise. Like just like because I think when X and Y came out. One of our biggest gripes was just the story at the time. It was very lackluster and it made no sense.
It still is the weakest of the Pokemon stories.
I think so.
I'm including Gen 1, which doesn't really have one.
Gen 1 doesn't have a story, and that's intentional. It's just meant to be like you accidentally bump into Team Rocket a couple times and you're
like
on your Pokemon adventure.
It's not anything grandiose. It's not like they really tried. It's like it doesn't feel like they really tried when you compare it to like XY, where it's like here's this death weapon. And they're trying to power it up. And it falls flat. Like,
Pokemon plots like escalated pretty quickly way back when, and it's very confusing. Like I appreciate Scarlet and Violet for not trying to include like a world-ending plot of any kind.
I mean, there's not really a world-ending plot other than like, oh no, the Pokemon are gonna get out right at the end.
Or something like that. Yeah, that's about it. I think about like. We have Team Rocket in Gen 1 where you're just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna stop the Mafia. That's fine. Gen 2, I'm gonna stop the Mafia again. Gen 3, it's just like, okay, these guys are kind of doing like a Cataclysm type deal where like we're gonna have natural disasters. Then Gen 4 is just like, yeah, we're gonna rewrite the world. You know what? And then how do you one up that? I guess you just have an evil organization trying to take over the government. And then Gen 6, they're like, yeah, we're just back to this whole wiping out the world thing again. Because you can't one up that. You can't one up that.
Gen 7 tried with what are you gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna like redefine the prime species of this planet. It's like, oh,
okay, weird.
Is that why I'm supposed to be afraid of you? No, that's the child abuse. Oh, okay. Actually, I'm down with this again. This is more interesting.
Yeah, the plots have just escalated, and I don't like this one was fine. Like it made sense. It felt really good. I thought this was actually like a very, very natural progression.
There wasn't an antagonist. I kept waiting for there to be like a villain.
There was no bad guy. There's no villain. Yeah, there's no villain.
Nope. It's just kind of everyone makes mistakes, and sometimes it takes a long time to clean them up.
Yeah. I really appreciated this game. Like it was very good story wise. There was no like gotcha villain, which is a refreshing take for
given
Pokemon.
The history of Gen 6.
Yeah. Gen 6 has been it was like over your head. Like the first time you meet Lysander, he's like, I want the world to be beautiful. Wouldn't it be great if the world was beautiful? And it's just like, wow, okay, bud. Okay.
It's so bad. That's what ProZD's skit was about, where he was like, this world is imperfect. It's like, is no one else hearing this?
Like, is nobody? Yeah, like is nobody hearing this guy? He's obviously like advocating for for something pretty bad. Yeah, yeah. Gen 6 was very over the head. I think this, like, honestly, like this kind of redeems the story to some extent. It gave some depth at least to like the Kalos characters.
It retroactively makes him like a complicated character who lost his way instead of just a psychopath.
Just a psychopath. Well, I feel like the way that this game talks about Lysander in the history, it's more like we caught Lysander in X and Y like right at the end of like him losing his mind. Like, he was like a normal guy and then just like lost it. You know?
And then like 10 days later we showed up.
And then we show up like 10 days before he completely loses it. So that's kind of how I felt. That's how this made me feel. I don't know. I feel like the whole Team Flare retribution and everything was just done very well. I thought that was done very well. All right. So I guess I guess we hit the story a little bit there too. So how do we, the next part I wanted to kind of get at, because this is like the part that like kind of felt weird to me, and I still don't know exactly how to express my feelings or how exactly I feel about it. But the game only takes place in Lumios, right? And that was always like a weird sticking point for a lot of people, is that the game takes place just in Lumios City. And people were like, is it going to work out? Is it going to be fine? My thought process the entire time when we found out about that has been like, yeah, we'll see, you know, we'll see how it goes. Like, plenty of video games have taken place in just a city. And so how could this one be much worse, right? And I think it like almost worked. Like, I think they got like 80-90% of the way there.
I didn't mind it.
I thought it was fine. I thought it was fine. The only problem I had with it is that like I don't want to say the vibes were off. I think that's not correct. The vibes were certainly different, right? Because at least like, I mean, I've also played Pokemon for like 30 years, so like my brain's broken. Or not 30, but like, yeah, you know, like 27 or whatever it is. And
29.
No, it's not. It's 29 if you lived in Japan.
Right, yeah.
Okay, if you lived in Japan. 27 if you lived in the US.
The 30th, but yeah.
It's the 30th. Yeah, if you played the 96.
We're good.
Yeah. That is like my number one gripe with people online who like claim to be playing Pokemon for 30 years. I was like, no, you didn't. You live in the US, bud. And like 2 years is a big difference. Maybe not when we get to like the 50th anniversary or something, but I digress. So I like think of like a Pokemon game as like an adventure where you're exploring and like going out and doing things. And that I certainly didn't feel that way in this game. And so the vibes were certainly different. And I mean, it's kind of cool. I know there's been like a lot of comments about texturing and all this other stuff. I wish I cared. I don't know. Like, I feel like
nothing to me, but
I feel like I sound like such a shill when I go, man, I don't care about graphics. But honestly, to me, I kind of just felt like the whole city and the buildings, even if you didn't render the balconies or something, which is whatever. Like anyway, to me, like the buildings it was like I was playing Breath of the Wild and these were obstacles in my way. You know, I will say it's bad. And this is just like something that's been happening in modern Pokemon over like the past 6-7 years. Is that you can't go into all of the buildings because, I mean, one, that would be ridiculous for this game.
Yeah.
But two, like, I'm just not used to it. There was one quest because you do a thing with the Rust Syndicate where you end up going into some building and like clearing out some Gengar at one point during the game. So there's like a location you can enter. There is like a side quest, a side mission that takes place in that place. And I was so frustrated looking for that side mission on my map. I could not find the person to activate it. And I forgot that you could go inside buildings. Because like it's just not something I'm used to in Pokemon games anymore. And I was just like, oh, I have to go inside the building to activate the quest. Like
if the icon was not floating in the HUD, I would agree.
The icon's only float. it's only in the map, and it's not like in the overworld, right? Because I couldn't find the person. I would climb up on the building
to the place where you go. It will show up on the door frame, but it's
Okay.
rare enough. I do not blame you for not having seen that.
Yeah, I didn't see it because I was like climbing on the building and like running around in circles around the building trying to find this person.
I didn't mind because I went in with the context of like this is a game set in the city, and I didn't have a problem with it ever. Like it was just like, okay, cool, we're running around the city. I think what would have helped me more than anything is if they had just given us like more variation between the different colored districts.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's really
I would
just
agree.
like some flags and pennants and things. And
I
that's
agree with
not
that.
enough. They could have changed like some basic stonework stuff. Maybe like it's recolors, not remodels. Would have done a lot.
I agree with you. Actually,
that would help. Like, I think like go ahead.
I think that the game's scale is fine. I think the fact that you can go to all of it immediately is kind of to its detriment. But
I agree.
Fine.
I agree and disagree. I think you kind of need to have that like free reign. The way they kind of gate it is by giving us the wild zones incrementally, right? And
it's
even then, like
the Hollowvators, because they locked them with the Hollowvators side mission that don't unlock right away, so you can't get them above, which is where the gated areas kind of are to a degree.
Yeah, that's basically what you can get to any street level, so you can get to all of the shops.
Yeah,
and the shops and the fashion in this game. No notes; those were great.
Oh, absolutely!
So much customization.
Best trainer customization in a Pokemon game, hands down. Like, done. Like
the fact you could buy 2 different shirts and then take the overshirt from one, the undershirt from another, was very good.
Yeah.
No, like the thing that's going to frustrate me is that they're just going to be like, in the next game, they're just going to be like, yeah, but what if you can only wear like 3 different outfits this one? And I'm going to be upset because they could just port this over. Like, give me this trainer customization. Like, just do
a couple more hairstyles for guys, please. Like, there's like 2.
This one was great. Like, this was just a great game. Like, you had everything in terms of trainer customization.
I know I've got 2 things. The one thing I heard from someone else talking about it, and I've kind of like I do agree with it, is that I do kind of agree with the sentiment that Pokemon is priced at like a AAA point, but it's not the quality of a AAA game.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with that, like to a degree. And it has been the thing with Pokemon, but I do think that's a fair criticism to have for the games.
I think that's something you could claim for a lot of. I don't know. I feel like
you can claim for a lot of games, but like after the Scarlet and Violet fiasco, and like it played much better on Switch 2. Don't get me wrong, but the fact of that, how that all happened.
Straight up, don't buy Zeta A if you don't have a Switch 2, is what I would say. I would genuinely wait until you get a Switch 2.
Like, it still will run the Switch 1 fairly fine, from what I've heard, and like not really.
Yes,
but it
my
will
husband
be much better.
Has it. It looks bad. Like, it runs at a constant like 20 FPS. It's not good. Do not do it.
Like, I know 2 people who have it on Switch 1 and haven't had like.
They haven't seen it, and like we were on a flight, right?
I guess in comparison, it might be bad.
He would look over and just be like, I can't handle that, because it looked night and day different.
I guess side by side is probably a lot more different from like 30 to 60, because I believe the Switch is locked at 30.
The Switch version is locked at 30 and usually meets it, but will occasionally dip. And I don't think I've ever lost frames on the Switch 2 version. It's run consistently at 60.
I hadn't noticed any like actual issues on the Switch 2 for sure, at least on my end. So I can't but that's, But my other thing is, I kind of wish we had more Pokemon variety. A little bit.
So I think this kind of taps into what I wanted to ask was about how you guys felt about the wild zones. I feel like they were okay. Some of them I wish were like bigger. Some of them feel kind of boring, especially the early ones. But
I wish
that's semi-intentional. The dupes are annoying.
The fact they were so tight they were occasionally fun combat challenges because you would just get swarmed and you had to learn to adapt.
I think of Wild Area 17 with like all of the Pyroar.
Yeah, that was.
I enjoy the.
No, you don't get a Skarmory.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoy the panic moments, though they're actually enjoyable to have in a Pokemon game of going, oh no, panic rolling. Like, it's a great feeling to actually have that in a Pokemon game.
I never was worried that I was gonna have all my Pokemon faint. I did black out, but it was never because I lost a Pokemon fight. It was because I got splattered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only blacked out once, I think. Maybe twice.
I did appreciate I did appreciate how the alphas came off in this game versus Legends Arceus. I thought the alphas were approachable's the wrong word. Maybe this is also just like me biased because at first when I was playing Legends Arceus, I was like, wow, alphas are the scariest thing in the entire world. And I wouldn't bother with them. Because they drop a
level 70 on you when you're like starting the game. You can't fight it.
But they handle it so well here. Like once you like unlock is the wrong word, but once alphas become something that is important to the game, like you can just go, you can handle them. You can do something. It's a hard fight, but it's one that you can win. And I find that very, very enjoyable. And I think it's a very cool way to balance alpha Pokemon.
I liked the wild areas in that regard, like as encounters typically. Yeah. I don't mind the dex is as small as it is because, so Mega Evolution is how this game works. Like that is, it's defining thing. And like one of the biggest things that keeps coming up is you are a Mega Evolution user. That is like your trainer's calling. So you can't just have everyone have one Mega because then like if they fight a rogue Mega and it happens to have the wrong type, you're screwed. You cannot fight that thing well. So you need each player to reliably have not one, maybe like 2 to 4 on their team at any given time.
Yep.
So that you can have the mechanics, like the plus moves are really there just as an emergency bailout button. If you don't have a Mega left. So if you want that many Megas, you bring all of your old Megas back, and then you bring all of your Gen 6, because this is your Gen 6 celebration game, and then you add a couple others. You some glue for your Pokedex. They needed fewer Pokemon to ensure a high enough density of Mega targets in someone's party. I really think it comes down to that.
Well, so it also, like, in the game there are, I think, like 60, if you don't count, like, certain Pokemon. I think it's 62 Megas in the game, something like that. And I think
out of 230 Pokemon?
Out of 230 Pokemon, but you also have to think of, like, a lot of those are evolutionary lines, right?
Megas.
A lot of them especially are like, I would say at least half of the Megas in general are like 3-stage lines. I haven't done the numbers. I've been meaning to. I just haven't done that. But a lot are. So like you're already filling like half the decks there with 30 Megas. And I was also thinking about this as well because I think the Pokemon Legends Arceus Dex was around 240 Pokemon. This Dex is 230, and I was like, oh man, it's kind of a bummer it's smaller. But then I remembered that it was also a Gen 4 game, and Gen 4 has an obscene number of legendary Pokemon. That bloated the decks. That bloated the decks. So when you think about it in those terms, and you're just like, oh, Gen 6 had like Yveltal, Xerneas, and Zygarde, and that's all we get.
So math just now. So 135 of the 230 there are part of a Mega Evolutions line. So over half.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's not including DLC stuff. Not including the Pikachu Raichu. I didn't add that.
Yeah, that checks out.
That's like.
I'm going to call that good game design. Actually, for how the game plays, you need that.
I think that makes sense, especially for this game, and especially the fact that we're probably going to get like a good number of Megas in the DLC as well on top of that. And I don't know. I'm not mad about it. I like it. The dex does feel small.
Maybe
the dex does feel small.
I wish we had a bit more because a lot of the areas are just here's this Pokemon again.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I'm like, Not happy
It's
about
not as
that.
bad as Arceus in that though, because you got to the
Mhm.
Highlands and there were like 5 new encounters.
I agree with that too.
Yeah.
I think this is fine. It helps that it's a banger dex list. Like there are
Yeah.
very few Pokemon that you look at and you're like, oh, this thing's here again.
Yeah, there's no Pokemon that I was like, oh man, like I think the only time that you can maybe make that argument is like Patrat, but it needs to be there to get like all of the
A lot of
Pokemon
them, like,
Switch.
I was kind of
Yeah.
okay with, because for that reason it was a dex filler that like it gave us accessibility to the Mon.
Yeah.
But like I
Yeah.
ran through the game with a party of like 4, and that was me forcing Absol on my team because I needed an extra Mega.
I thought the
Like, I ran through with
I thought the
literally
Dex
just,
was great.
was it, 2 Pokemon most of the game.
I
Like,
like
fine. I wish we had more options.
I had 6 Pokemon, all of them were mega viable, and
Yes, that's what I had as
one
well.
was a returning one, the rest were all not. And I just had fun clicking the mega button on each of them.
Yeah.
Do we want to do our favorite and least favorite of the new megas?
Yeah, I'm down. I like that. That's fine. My favorite, and I don't think it's my favorite design wise, but I think it's my favorite just because so I definitely stayed away from spoilers and leaks on like new typings and stuff like that. I definitely saw the list of like the Pokemon that will get them, but not how that would affect them.
What they would be.
Yeah. And the one that got me, and I know you're gonna hate this, Lynian, is Mega Barbaracle.
Barbaracle was on my team. He was my boy.
It was so
wanted
cool.
That Pokemon to be there from. I wanted a Barbaracle before I saw the list because I saw Binacle hopping around in the early game. I love Barbaracle.
I thought Barbaracle was like Mega Barbaracle was so cool though, because it's one of the few ones that like drops a type for a new type. And I love
like
that
Hindu demon. I love it.
I love that it
Great.
I love that it like, man, I love that it just becomes rock fighting. Like that's just so cool to me. I don't know. I just think it's really cool. I don't know.
Shell Smash and be horrifying.
I just think it's cool. I don't know what to tell you. Like it's just really cool, and I really really like that when I learned that it got that as its like mega typing. I was just like, this is cool. This is it. I'm here for it. You know. Yeah, but from just like a really cool typing different standpoint, I just think Mega Barbaracle was way cooler than I could have anticipated. I don't know. What was your guys' favorite?
My favorite was split between 2, but you took one of them, so I get to say the other.
Say the other.
I really liked. I know some people don't like it because of the feet, especially, but I love Golden God Mega Skarmory. It looks just goofy enough for me to kind of love that, and what they did with its stats was ingenious.
I just think it's really I liked it. I thought I would also dislike it. But I don't know, like all of the megas, I honestly picking a least favorite is going to be very difficult, but I just think
anyway.
Actually Shield birthed the Pokemon.
Oh god.
So
it's fine compared to
yeah.
the sin of I have my least favorite. I'm so sad by it.
The thing about Mega Skarmory though is they went, all right, so what does Skarmory why isn't Skarmory relevant anymore? Because it used to be one of the biggest because Corviknight and Celesteela do what it does but better. And so instead of making it just super bulky and trying to win at the game that those two are playing, they went, what if we made it an all-around bulky physical attacker and then gave it enough speed to be threatening? And it's good. And especially how this combat engine works, it's really good.
I do like Skarmory's like battle, like the stat line and all of that stuff. I'm like that one's like that's really good. I think the feet are a little doofy, but I'm not like most of the megas I'm very much okay with.
Yeah, I like all of them. I don't know that I hate any of them.
I hate a few. Because for me, it was like, it's good, it's bad, or it's a meme.
I just think they're fun. I think they're all fun. Because I don't know. I also just
favorite and your favorite.
Yeah,
Oh,
Shamu.
I think I'm gonna say my favorite might be Scolipede. I don't know. I like a lot of the design they've taken with them. Like,
Yeah,
Scolipede looks kind of just cool with the armor. I think that looks cool. But
Mega Scolipede is cool. I actually
so
like.
sad they did for Alligator dirty.
I
That is like the worst Mega I've seen. I am
I think-
so sorry for Alligator.
I think for Alligator's fine. I like the way it is definitely a Mega that requires the animation, but
Oh yeah, 100%.
If that hood
But-
was not just a solid piece of like tumor that was sticking out of its back, sure. If it was like a hood that kind of just popped out inflated or stretched over to make that, sure. But the fact that it just pops up and it sits there, I hate that. They could have done so much different with Alligator.
my only frustration with Mega for Alligator is that it's very hard to watch the animation while you're playing with it. But I imagine I imagine it will be better once we get it into Pokemon Champions. You'll be able to see it more readily, like in a more traditional Pokemon game format.
The one problem is we know what we don't know. For the listeners at home, this isn't a leak. This is me just reading between the lines here. Its ability is going to be Strong Jaw, and that's
Probably.
not good. That will not
No.
fix its 68 speed.
No. It does get Dragon type though, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So good for you. Good for you for Alligator.
We do know one other Mega's ability because of how they
Yes.
coded it. I am here for Huge Power Starmie. That's insane.
Dude, Starmie's so fun.
They gave
people
all the
were-
Huge Power
were
mons like
ripping on
extra
it, and-
attack.
People still
Yeah,
rip
like-
on it. I think Mega Starmie
they
is
are,
like
because they hate it and they're like, oh, it's lazy. I'm like, no, it's not. It's acting like an alien. It's great.
it's
But
literally
also the Starmie Colt.
yeah.
That made me laugh. That was so good.
Can we
No,
just
it's
say
like-
as an aside, the side missions are all really good.
All of them are.
Yeah.
There's not one that I've been like, man, this side mission makes no sense. I also appreciate how they've implemented them in this game versus something like Pokemon Legends Arceus, where I missed most of the side missions in Pokemon Legends Arceus because I wouldn't pay attention in between like gameplay stuff. But this one is just like it's just so in your face and so convenient to do in Legends
It's
ZA.
The thing I saw was like the most correlation was it's like the Yakuza side missions where you talk to the person, it's like blah 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 blah, text goes off, and then it gives you the mission, and then you just continue on. It's like, oh my god, it's actually just like the Yakuza one, how they kind of do it, the whole presentation of it, and then you just go do them when you want to do them.
It was just done so very well. It was just so convenient to be able to do them.
Do you know what the biggest difference between it and Zeta A is in this? That Zeta A and Pokemon Legends Arceus in this? It's because all of the missions in Pokemon Legends Arceus were in town.
Exactly. And you never spend time in town.
No. So because this game all takes place in the same setting, it was extremely convenient to go grab them because it was already near what we're doing.
Yes,
so
I do agree.
Yakuza is an instructive example in that. They had the Yakuza side quest system in Legends Arceus and it didn't work.
They did in Legends Arceus. You did get a lot of missions like out in the field as well.
Oh, you got a few, but most of them were in town.
I would say at least half of them were in town. But even like the ones in the field were inconvenient to do because like here the same kinds of missions exist. It'll be like, hey, hey, can you just battle me with this kind of Pokemon? Or hey, can you just bring this Pokemon to me? We have the modern box access in this game where you have it, and in Legends Arceus you didn't have that. You would have to like go back to the guy and be like, can I have this Pokemon, please? And yeah, having modern box access I think is very big and makes it a lot easier to clear some of those off your list. Also, easier access to alpha catching as well, I think also helped a lot of things on the list on top of that. So there's just a number of like convenient things that are just better.
Yeah.
In this game.
There were so many side quests that would make me genuinely like smile or feel something. Usually they were jokes, but there were a few that were just very, very feel good. The one where it's a woman with her Sylveon, she's like, there are people arguing all around, and every single one is just like a complete misunderstanding of people getting along. Extremely funny.
Yes.
The joke never got old.
Yes, I do agree with that.
I
I
think the
do.
only mission I didn't like was the Pumpkaboo one because the NPC
That's annoying.
gave like weird she gave weird info saying that like if I remember right, it made it sound like that the sizes were gone and she just wanted an XL one that wasn't an alpha, and that wasn't the case.
She wanted
She wanted the jumbo one.
No,
and you
she
just
said
have
she
to guess
wanted the
jumbo.
she said she wanted Jumbo specifically in the quest.
Yeah,
Yeah, but she said
what they were
something about like
saying,
getting rid of the variation sizes or something, and I got confused. So I was like looking for one that said XL, and that wasn't the case. It was just a jumbo one. So I just randomly ended up catching a jumbo, not knowing that was the thing.
Yeah, what had happened is until this game in Pokemon officially, they were just known as X size, like small, large, medium. And starting in this game and presumably moving forward, they're being called Pumpkaboo Small Variety, Pumpkaboo Jumbo Variety, because in addition to just being bigger, they have other stat changes. So they were calling attention to the fact that they were changing how they were going to be referring to this Pokemon going forward.
Yeah.
But it was a little like there were a lot of capitalized words in that, so I can getting lost in that. It was a bit of a Sanderson novel moment.
Hey, at the very least, at the end of that, I'd have to catch another grass or ghost type. So
okay, I understood the mission and caught one instantly, so I can understand how if I didn't know, that would have sucked.
Oh yeah, I was there for like an hour.
It took me like a minute.
Because I didn't know what she was talking about, and I couldn't the sizes didn't look different. They didn't look different. Like I know it's like, oh, that one looks smaller, but the rest of them look like medium. Okay, I don't know which is which.
You also have to go overnight because large and jumbo only spawn during the night.
Yeah.
Which she does say, but is still.
She does say, but I just gave up. I'm like, I don't know. I'm just waiting for a size difference, I guess. I don't know. But no, that was the only one I really had a complaint about. But like even then, it was just kind of minor.
All right. So I think the last thing that I think is worth covering, probably, we've done a lot, obviously, but is just the I really want to take a moment just to talk about like the online ranked in very heavy air quotes on the online rank, because it's not ranked. And I know this has been like a bit this has been something that's of contention in the community because they're very upset that to get Greninja-ite and Delphoxite and Chestnut-ite, that you have to go do these online battles. One, it's really good that the seasons are only like 2 or 3 weeks. Like that's great. That's fantastic. That means we're gonna be done with this in like the next couple, like within the next month or so. You can have all of your megas, which is great. But 2, it's not really ranked.
No, it's not that. It's very like stress free because it's not like you don't have to win everything. It's just point based.
Yeah,
so if you compete, you can like
it's point based.
That goes towards your rank up.
It's points based, and it's very like so you can get negative points. Like if you get 4th place, you'll get minus 30 points. But the thing is, as long as you're like playing the game, you probably also earned at minimum 30 points just for playing.
You just break even.
And I think that was the worst I ever did was like at the beginning when I didn't understand what I was doing. You just break even. Now I will say you can kind of use like some traditional like team building methods to like have higher success in this game.
Yeah, like a core, just like
a good core. Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. Like I saw a lot of people running Mega Excadrill when I was laddering, so I was like, okay, I want to do that. What would be like the smart thing to do, right? And so I went and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do a fantasy core, right? And for those of you at home who aren't familiar with competitive Pokemon, a fantasy core, there's like 2 very popular, like easy to do cores, and these allow you to rotate Pokemon. They're all gonna supplement each other and have a resistance to something that the other one would be weak to. And a very common one is Fire, Water, Grass. That would be a very traditional one, but fantasy core is Fairy, Steel, Dragon. And I also just got wrecked by like a Mega Dragonite the match before I decided to do this as well. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring Dragonite, I'm gonna bring Excadrill, and then I was just like, Gardevoir is very easy to grab right now. I'm just gonna grab Gardevoir. That's gonna be my fairy type. And I started doing really well because as soon as you put a little bit of thought into it, like you have the Pokemon, you can do it. And then you start thinking about the moves and what's good, like extreme speed on Dragonite, very good. You can pick off some Pokemon, do some finishers. And then like once I started thinking about it in that way, and then adding in like the new move set things we were talking about earlier, I really, really kind of caught the stride. I'm definitely not perfect at it by any means. Like there's definitely more optimal switching, and I'm not using Protect nearly as much as I should be using Protect, but it's definitely still a fun, like I'm never going to be the best at this, and that's fine because I can still hit A rank and get my sport balls this season without worrying about it. So I think it's very, very fun. I don't know. Very, very fun.
Yeah,
But
it's not like it's very stress free because you just kind of do it and you're like you could just do it like probably get to the K rank to get your Mega Stone in like an hour ish, maybe
Yeah.
a little more, a little less. And that was my thing. If they made that so hard to get, I would not let them live that down.
No, you
But the
you
fact
can
that it's
you
so
you
easy
can
to get
very
stone. It's
you can
it's fine.
to get the stone for
So
people who are unaware. You only need to hit K rank in the online. And I know that sounds really high because it's like more than half. Well,
you'll
I guess it's
gain
about
like 10 ranks pretty early on.
yeah. You rank up pretty
It's still
fast in the
under
lower
halfway.
ranks. Yeah, you still rank up pretty quickly throughout the ranking process. Like the early ranks rank you up faster. It does take more points when you get up higher, but unless you're trying to shoot for A, it doesn't really matter. If you're shooting for K, I think you can get there very realistically within 10 battles. I think I did that under 10 battles. Within 10 battles, you'll probably do it. Yeah. I love quick bat. I love quick online competitive. Well, not even competitive, but I like quick online things like this.
I'll
that's
try
why
to knock this out tomorrow because I just haven't had the time to sit down
Yeah,
and try to
no,
fill out my decks.
totally get it. You have until November 5th to get Greninjaite for everybody who is listening and for Lynian as well. But so there's still time, especially after this comes out. So you still have some time, and then we're gonna switch, I believe, to Delphox in the next one. So it's very cool.
I was sad. I wanted to. I would have done it mid-story if I could have gotten Chestnutite instead.
And looking at Thatch's crystal ball, by the way, I do think that these will probably also be available in the DLC once that story opens up. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I would be surprised if they weren't. I'm also sure that these are going to be rerun consistently.
Yeah, I
don't
agree.
think there are other ones in the code that have like been data mined, and they're not going to put a patch out for it. So
no.
Yeah. My main thing is that with like Walking Wake and Iron Leaves, someone mentioned I think on the Discord where it's like those never got added to the main game other than these random event raids.
Yeah,
so I have a little less hope than that they'll be shoved in the DLC, maybe, but I'm also kind of
When they finally sunset Scarlet and Violet, I believe that the Walking Wake and Iron Leaves raids will be the permanent raids in Scarlet and Violet.
I believe when those games are sunset, they'll get added to Pokemon Bank or Pokemon Home as mission clear rewards.
That could very well happen as well. I mean, they've almost demythicalized everything. So the only problem is now they have to like re-demythicalize something like Deoxys and Celebi. But because one day we'll lose bank access, though there may never be plans to actually do that. I think they just have to say that, we're not going to keep Pokemon Bank forever, but it could be like until they're forced to not be able to run Pokemon Bank. That's kind of how I feel right now.
Yeah, they can't be called out on it later on when they do have to actually sunset it. That's what it is generally.
I think Pokemon Bank will last a very, very long time. At this point.
I will say I think another little gripe I had is you can't really shiny hunt. You can, but you can't.
Yeah.
You can, but it's more abusing the spawn system than anything else.
That's why I put down the game after getting the charm, because it's not enjoyable. There's no outbreaks or anything like that post game, and I'm just like, this isn't fun to hunt anything. I got like 2 shinies, I got 1 at like 3, and then I got a Tepe by chance, and I'm like, okay, I'll try 1 more, and I'm like, this isn't fun. And
it's kind of a bummer that they don't have something like outbreaks. I mean, having the shiny charm is going to be really cool when the DLC comes out.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
That's kind of what I did it for, kind of, too, just to ahead of time, but
I don't think the shiny charm really means much because by the time you get it, you've probably cleared all of the other little missions there are to do and everything.
Oh, I'm done.
Yeah.
I've done everything
Yeah.
I can. I've got like 40 and the
Yeah,
post game
exactly.
stuff. Like I'm at the point of like I blitz through games faster, so I get it. Like not everyone's like going that fast through the games, but like after beating it and getting to like the post game, I just kind of went, wow, there really isn't much to do
Mhm.
in the post game.
The post game is grindy. That's one legitimate complaint I have is the post game takes way too long to get to the story beats in it.
Mhm.
Should we did not give a chance. You said you're going to stick to your what did you say 7 or 8, 7.5 out of 10?
Oh, I think so. I think yeah, if we're going to end it, yeah, I think I'm still going to stick to my 7 only because this is also very personal. I think the vibes were a little off. I would have liked a little bit more variety in the wild areas because there were a lot of Pokemon that were only capturable in the city and not available in the wild areas. That I think you could have kind of supplemented that with. I don't know. I felt like there's just something that was a little off. And again, this should just be Thatch being like a Pokemon boomer, you know? And I don't think there should be a lot kept to that. When I say this is my favorite Pokemon game, no, I think the story was phenomenal. I think it tells as long as they keep the same thing that they've done in Scarlet and Violet in this game going, I think we're in for a very enjoyable like Gen 10. And I'm hoping that I want to see a world where they take how fluid it is to enter battle and capture Pokemon and somehow put that into I don't want to call it a proper Pokemon game, but you know what I mean? Like the more traditional Pokemon games.
Engine.
Yeah. I want that kind of fluidity to exist. I just really enjoy that. And yeah, I don't know. Just make the catching that's in this game the normal catching method. Like just make the catching in this game normal. That's all I want. This is like the good balance between like the Legends Arceus and the normal Pokemon capture system. In my opinion, at least. Like I think this is a good middle ground.
Yeah, I think what helps that is the battle system itself, because that's tied to both battling and the overworld movement, which is a little harder in a normal game, because if you're trying to do the actual mainline Pokemon stuff, you can't really match that together. But it would be nice if they made it a bit more fluid somehow.
Yeah, I just need a little something. I don't know what it is. It's getting better. We're getting there. The next game, I want to see it there. I don't know. My problem is just I felt the scope was a little small. It could have been a little bit bigger. I don't know how you do that. I'm not paid to do that, to figure it out. It's okay. I just felt like it felt a little confined. And I think a part of it, even if they would have done like your suggestion, changing like the buildings to different colors in the different sectors, that probably would have, or not colors, but at least like patterns or something. It probably would have felt better. Cause I could have felt like I was going somewhere different. But it does feel very samey.
Yeah, you feel like you're getting lost in the same building maze after a while, and you get like, oh, the main street, cool, and then you go back into the building maze and going, where am I?
Yeah. And I mean, the shops were menus, but I mean, I don't know that I care that much. It does make me a little sad. It makes me miss, like, again, Thatch is being a boomer, but like
the shops being menus, I was like, oh, and then I was like, two things. They're holotech, which integrates it with the rest of the world. It's like, okay, that's cool. The other thing was I went, would I want to go in and actually look at all of these to just find out that there are no clothes in here I want? No.
I agree. There were two specific stores that I would have really liked to go inside. Just because I remember them from X and Y, and one is the Stone Emporium and the other one's the Pokeball store. I would have liked to go inside those.
Sure.
But
those could have gone in and it wouldn't have been an issue.
The museum though, where they had like the whole Pokemon Legends Arceus exhibit, like
that was really cool.
Fantastic. That was really cool. Done very well. Good callback, guys. Yeah. Keep that energy. Keep that energy, Game Freak.
I wish they showed a Beast Ball there. That's my hopes.
Yeah. But yeah,
keep that. I only hope that we get it for like ranked rewards somehow.
You might.
Somehow.
I don't know. Was a sport ball in there? I didn't pay
I believe it
attention.
was.
I
Like
didn't pay
every ball
attention to
but
that one.
like Beast Ball and like the weird like super niche
I don't think
ones that are like
the
hard to
strange ball
name.
wasn't there. I do
No,
think
yeah, that,
I do think to some extent, and this isn't for us as well, because again we're super Pokemon fans and it doesn't matter. But I think about so X and Y is like, and that was like 12 years ago. That is in a time frame where like a lot of people probably skipped Pokemon, Pokemon games. I wonder if this game would have hit harder, if like we would have gotten like an X and Y remake to go alongside it, or some way to revisit X and Y easily.
I
But that's just like
maybe.
I don't know. I also I'm just kind of weird. I don't know. It makes me think. It's just missing. I would really like to see it, and that's just like that. I don't know that it affects my score and how I feel about the game, but yeah. I don't know. It's just a random thought I had while playing. I was like, wow, this is really cool. This means a lot to me. I also just played X and Y like a couple of months ago. And I'm just like, well, for somebody who's never played X and Y, this probably doesn't matter to them at all. They probably don't like understand the importance of this, or like certain characters showing up or being referenced, like doesn't make any sense to them. But yeah, what would you guys give it, like after going through it and having a good time? Like what scores would you give it? And maybe like relative to like how you felt about like Scarlet and Violet or Legends Arceus as well.
Okay. As an overall video game, I would give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Because it was engaging from start to finish.
I agree with
fun
that.
RPG mechanics. There were things that like I didn't touch on that I thought were really good. Like they were pretty stingy with like EXP candies and the like.
I like that though.
Instead of I did, because you could always add someone to your team, but you could not add everyone to your team.
Yes.
There were a lot of balance and design decisions I appreciated. It was fun start to finish. There were a couple of places where like the presentation was just not there. Whether it be Lumios being just a little too samey, cutscenes that are spaced around voice acting that just isn't there. So it just feels like you're missing an audio track.
This is just like an always Pokemon problem. It feels like, you know.
It is, but like this was the first time when it really bothered me, because the cutscenes
it's bothered me.
Paced for it.
So
it bothers me.
Of, like a AAA price without the AAA like polish.
I wouldn't even mind if they were babbling, so they have to dub it, you know?
Even if it was like, even if they were just like making Animal Crossing noises, I would have been okay with it, you know?
So there are a few things like that. Like this was not going to get my game of the year in a year.
No. This is not game of the year.
This is not game of the year. This wouldn't have gotten it, especially not in a year with Expedition 33 and Hades 2 and etc. etc.
I saw a really good quote on some post somewhere where somebody said, guys, I really enjoyed Pokemon Legends C to A. It would have really, I think it could win Game of the Year 2008. And I was like, wow, okay. I was like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, maybe, but like.
If we're grading on a Pokemon score, my complaints are basically it has a grindy post game and the maps are really samey. So yeah. I would say overall I enjoyed it significantly more than Legends Arceus, which has it beat in pure vibes and aesthetic, but everything else played worse.
The battles sucked in Legends Arceus. I can't say that anything sucked in this game as much as like the final battles in Legends Arceus, where it's just like, yeah, I'm not prepared because I don't understand how this works.
And like Legends Arceus would straight up lie to you, like,
yes,
hey, it's gonna your opponent's gonna go once and then they triple you and then you die, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah. That's cool. Z to A doesn't have any mechanics that feel like active punishment. We didn't talk about the raids at all. The rogue raids, they're fun.
They're fun. They're a good time. No, they were
like kind of challenging, but they're fine. They're fun. I was like, okay.
Yeah, I think they're all fun. I do think they're all fun.
Oh, there were so many particles.
I thought they were fun. The rogue battles were fun.
Yeah, they broke the gameplay up among enough styles, and none of them were bad. I I don't know what I would have wanted is just like a little bit more of a graceful end game, and I have a few quibbles with the story at different points. I don't mind the skip because I think about what the alternative would be, and it's either that the rank ups aren't as important, in which case the back half of the pacing just doesn't work, or the rank, or you just do 26 of those, and that sounds genuinely awful. Maybe they could have done it where you got resorted higher up immediately instead of starting you literally at Z. But then it's not Z to A, so like when do you do it? Well, you want a couple, so that puts you about W.
I think it would have been
for that.
I think you could have done it where maybe like you get to skip them more frequently, if that makes sense. Like if you perform well enough, you could be like, oh, instead of Z, I went to W
to Y,
right away,
and then Y to Q, and then Q
to I think that's how you could have done it more gracefully, at least.
Yeah, maybe. It didn't. In the moment, I was like, this is weird, but I kept flashing back to if anyone's read Hunter x Hunter, the arc where they're in the battle pagoda, they learn how to use Nen, and they're like, oh, you're now on floor 500. There is no reason to send you against these mortals. That's what it felt like, and I was like, okay, I'm with this, actually.
Yeah, like, I get it. I wish it was more of with jumps of like after every like rogue one, like, oh, you beat this rogue one, we'll also you're helping us town, we'll give you a bit of a bump.
Yeah, you could have done that. You could have done that.
Yeah, I could have done it that way.
Because like, if I'm just playing the story, I'm not doing anything else. I am upset that they cut out what effectively in the title is like half of the thing.
The title,
but
right?
Also
like,
in the post game, you have to make up for those anyways to do like to complete the post game anyhow. So I kind of go, okay, I at least got it one way, but I am still like, that's the only reason why I'm not upset after the fact. But in the moment, I was pissed. I'm just like, cool. That's like, that just felt so disingenuous to me of like what the game was supposed to be. Even if they explain it like G rank or whatever are where megas are, and then you get megas like at W or whatever, or V. And it's like, I get it, but come on. Like,
the characters are great. Tonka, I mean, Ivor is a beautiful character.
All the characters are actually. I really liked it, and they actually set them up in a way that like it felt like they mattered. Like I like them more than any set of gym leaders I think I've ever had. I like them more than any set.
They acted like gym leaders too, to be honest.
Yeah, they acted like gym leaders.
I realized after, like, oh, these are like towards the end, I'm like, oh, they're just like gym leaders because they're giving you a TM afterwards, and I was like, oh, wait.
They give you a TM, and they're all type specialists. Like, and it's very cool, and the way they're done. But also the characters are just memorable.
They're themed after their types in interesting ways.
Yeah.
Like Jacinth is the fairy type one because she is the archfey. Like someone displeased her, so she dressed them how she wanted and stole their identity. Like
which she did. It's great.
She is an archfey, and she is amused by you. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like you. You're my least favorite of them, but you're still fine.
She was like my least favorite because I was really annoyed with her just like following you constantly. But there's a side mission with her, which you have to do the Royale like 20 times to unlock. After
the last one,
game.
I don't have it, but I've heard
it's the last side mission.
And
she puts you in a tournament against her. She puts you in a tournament against herself and herself only. And then after that, you unlock infinite battles against her. I was thinking this might be a good way to farm battles. I went up to 148 in a row because why not? It was not as fast as the infinite.
She was responsible for the moment that made me actually laugh out loud, which is you're fighting your way through that tournament, and then Zygarde shows up, and she adds like a picture of Zygarde into the bracket.
Oh yeah,
yes, yes.
It hit just perfect. I actually laughed out loud.
It is good, and I will say at least she has one of the best soundtracks in the game.
Yeah.
Her battle music is such a bop, and I think it's the only soundtrack I actually like from the entire game, which makes me a little sad. But yeah, we probably should.
Just to get you back on track, Shamu, what would you get it? What would you rate the game?
I'm gonna say 7 because in a Pokemon game, I really want there to be something to do post game when you're done with the story and stuff, and there's battling. And I guess it's a battling focused game, sure, but like at the very least, I wish there was a way to like shiny hunt that wasn't like abusing the game's code.
Mm-hmm. No,
So, like,
I
I'm
would
gonna
agree with that. I would agree with that. I wonder if DLC will fix this. I don't know though.
I think it will. That's my thing, and I think they I think the reason they announced DLC immediately was because I think they might know that there's not much to do after you get at 1,000 battles other than just battle.
Yep.
So we might be getting it sooner than later.
It said by the 28th of February.
Didn't they say that it was coming out in March? Like, wasn't that already announced?
No. It said it was February by February 28th. It says by February 28th. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
by anywhere from 28th. Now to then, pretty much.
Yeah. There is a chance it comes out before that. I wouldn't. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to hold my breath.
No, it's going to get announced on Pokemon Day and then and maybe come out the next day.
It's either that or like holiday.
Yeah, it'll either be that or around the holidays. I don't think it'll come out before Pokemon Day if it doesn't come out for the holidays. Like, that's kind of where I'm at on it. I think what might happen is we might get something like a Deontay or something event maybe in the interim or something like that. I could see an unlock like that happening. But I don't know. Maybe even like a Mewtwo thing as well.
Yeah, I can see that because those are two Pokemon with megas that are not in the game.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it would make sense. I think it would make sense for them, especially like around the holidays, to be like, oh, hey, if you get it for Christmas, there's a Mewtwo event thing happening as well. Here, get a Mewtwo.
We'll get something for sure with like around holidays. If it's not the DLC released, it'll be like a mystery gift or an event or a patch or something maybe.
I was kind of shocked that we didn't get like a because I've done this so many times in the past few Pokemon games, but like a save file bonus type deal.
Yeah,
I was shocked that we didn't get that.
Upset, but I was like, huh.
I wasn't upset, but I was just like, where? I'm like, I don't know, like the greedy kid inside of me was just like, okay, but where's my thing for doing the things? You know, I played all your games, Pokemon. Where I should get a
like
reward.
When your dad's on a business trip and you're like,
yeah,
where's
exactly.
The present?
Where's the present? Yeah. All right.
Never know. Might be a DLC or a patch. Who knows?
Yeah. Well. This has been our topic. I think this is the longest topic PUCL has ever recorded. At
least in a while.
Definitely for sure forever, I think. Based on my recollection. But yes, if you wanted to let us know what you think of ZA so far, let us know in the mailbag. We'll get to those maybe not next week, maybe the week after, because there's a weird episode coming out next week because I'm not available. I am not available. I have to officiate a wedding. So I will not be here. So with that, guys, that's been our topic. We're going to kick things on over now to PUCL's PokeQuiz. We'll catch you on the flip-flop.
Oh, hi, and welcome to the PokeQuiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark from the Dunsparce gang, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
Welcome to PUCL's PokeQuiz. Thank you for that introduction, Mark. I want to remind everybody that it's time to PokeQuiz. Submit your questions over at pucldiscord.com. Don't submit them on Spotify reviews. Don't submit them on YouTube comments. Don't submit them in the email. The only place you can do it is at pucldiscord.com on our Discord server, because I won't read them. Neither will Liger. And well, I'll read them, but I won't remember them. And Liger won't see them. They won't get added to the pot. You're just never going to get them read. That's all there is to it. Do not submit them.
Do not submit them in a box.
Exactly. Just don't do it. Just don't. All right. We're going to go ahead and we are going to jump into our questions. Our first question this week is a general trivia question, as always. And this one's going to come to you guys from Jeremy B17 on the Discord server. What is the first Pokemon Ash obtains in the Johto region? In the anime, obviously. What is the first Pokemon Ash obtains in the Johto region?
Is it a Hoot or Noctowl?
I believe. Is it?
Like I don't know what else it would be. I know he gets that like almost immediately.
I think so, because I think Chikorita had a lot of build up for it, or it just didn't join right away or something like that.
Hmm.
If I remember right. Yeah, I don't know if it's Hoo or Noctowl, to be honest. But
No, he caught it as a Noctowl because I didn't realize it
Noctowl?
was shiny for a long time.
Oh, right, he had the shiny one. That wasn't another episode, right? Yeah, I'll just say Noctowl. I'll agree with that. That sounds right.
All
I can't think of
right.
anything else.
Noctowl is unfortunately incorrect. The answer is Heracross. Heracross was the first
really?
Johto Pokemon. Yeah. He caught Noctowl super late, actually. I think he caught all the starters and then Noctowl.
Oh, was it?
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember
Yeah,
the
Noctowl was super late.
Bulbasaur thing. I just didn't know it was that early.
Yeah, it was very early. It was very early.
Oh.
Heracross was. I don't think they decided to give him all of the like Johto starters right away. And it took like a little bit of development for them to be like, okay, I guess he should just get them. Instead of just having extra characters that had the starters like show up or something. But yeah. All right. Well, you guys are 0 for 1. Your next question is another general trivia question. And this one is from the Lumiose Safety Group. I don't know who that is, but I appreciate the name. What is the only box legendary pair to have the exact same base stat distribution?
Yveltal and Xerneas.
We locking that in?
Yeah.
Sure.
That is correct. It is Xerneas and Yveltal.
That was something. It was a rather famous factoid back in the peak of the XY hatedom days.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. That is 1 for 0 or 1 for 2. My bad. I don't know where my brain is. All right. So your next question, your next entry is your Pokedex entry. If you do have to give me a guess on the first one, whether you're right or wrong, we're going to move on to the second one. If your guess on the first question was correct, you'll get both points. So if not, if it was right on the second one, you'll get 1 point. If it's wrong on both of them, you get 0. With that, guys, we're going to jump into our Pokedex entry. This is from Mike Reverie. And this first entry is from Pokemon Sword. It can fly moderately quickly. No matter how far it travels, it can always find its way back to its master and its nest. It can fly moderately quickly. No matter how far it travels, it can always find its way back to its master and its nest.
Do you think it's a homing pigeon of some kind, perhaps? So like Pidove or Tranquil?
I don't know. I just went to Corvus Squire immediately, kind of, because like the whole taxi thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
know if it's part of their dex entry or not, though.
Corvus Squire, I couldn't tell you. Genuinely, I know nothing about that Pokemon off the top of my head. Sure.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I have no idea with Pokedex entries generally, unless they're super obvious. But if you want to go something else, I'm just thinking Sword and Shield is probably something. I don't even know if those.
Oh, right, because it's Sword and Shield. Those had very limited things that had it. I will agree with Corvus Squire at that point.
Are we going to lock in Corvus Squire for this one?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Your next entry is from Pokemon White.
Oh, never mind.
No.
Many people believe deep in the forest where this Pokemon lives, there is a peaceful place where there is no war. This is an actual entry.
It's Togekiss.
Many people believe that deep in the forest where this Pokemon lives, there is a peaceful place where there is no war.
Oh. Yeah.
Togekiss, it's probably a peace Pokemon. That's why it looks like a stealth bomber.
It's like that or Togetic, but I'll just say Togekiss. It's probably because it's moderately fast.
Are we locking in Togekiss?
Sure.
All right, that is unfortunately incorrect. Both of them were. The answer is Tranquil. Lynian almost had it with the homing pigeon thing.
Oh no!
I don't remember them
being
in the
really
game.
bad.
Oh, all right. Our next question is our multiple answer question, as always. And because we're doing so well right now, I want to give you an opportunity. There are 5 answers to this next question. I think one of them is kind of unfair. So I will only need 4. But what I will do for you guys today is for every correct answer you give me up to 4, I will give you 1 point. So there are up to 4 points available in this question. Actually, you know what? I'll give you all 5. If you could name all 5, you get it. Obviously, you have to lock in every answer. 3 strikes, you're out. I am going to put some kind of time limit on how long it takes for you guys to give me an answer. If it like around a minute and a half or so, if there's a silence, we're just going to give you a strike and we're going to move on. But yeah, with that, guys, we're going to jump into this question. And this is from Speed Demon Jet. Usually he only asks us base speed related questions, so I had to include this one. So what are the 5 ride Pokemon in Pokemon X and Y? And by ride Pokemon, I want to make the clarification that these are Pokemon that you can
ride around in the area.
That you can be seen riding in the game.
Skiddo is one of them.
That is correct. That is 1.
Are we counting Lapras for the surf?
I am counting Lapras as the surf. Yes, that is 2.
I think you can also ride. You can definitely ride Rhydon and Mamoswine.
It's Rhyhorn, but I'll give it to
Rhyhorn,
you.
yeah.
Rhyhorn and Mamoswine. Yes, those are. You guys have 4 right now.
Can I say the other one's Go-Goat? Because I'm pretty sure you can ride Skiddo and Go-Goat, and we've got strikes.
You can say it's Go-Goat because it's correct.
Yeah, I thought Go-Goat was for sure. And I was like, you said Skiddo. I was like, wait, am I remembering something wrong?
No, it's in the ranch area.
No, you can ride both. You can. The Go-Goat you don't like really ride. Like you just like watch yourself do it.
You hop on it and then it goes somewhere.
Yeah, you just like watch it. It's not fun. Like they like hyped it up so much too in
the Go-Goat taxi.
Yeah, they like hyped it up so much, and it was so
in this game.
It was so much of it was such a waste of time.
Go to the Go-Go taxi headquarters.
But yes, that is correct. For those of you at home, it was Go-Goat, Rhyhorn, Lapras, Skiddo, and Mamoswine. All right, with that, you guys are now 6 for 4. Your last question is your base stat question, as always. It's actually not your last question, but we're gonna go ahead and ask this then. This question is from Ivor on the Discord server. What Pokemon with the bulletproof ability has the highest base defense?
Okay.
What Pokemon
I have
with
to unlearn how many Pokemon have bulletproof because of PTU, because that's an ability they give on things and you know it.
Chestnut flat out has bulletproof as it's hidden.
It does. I think it has a defense of like
120, 130.
But Komodo has it as one of its traditional abilities, and it has a base defense of 125. I can't think of anything.
You do have the hint. You do have the hint, which you have not used.
And that does not give us a point, right?
No, it does not give you a point today.
Hint, please.
I could be mean and say this is a fighting type. But I will say that this Pokemon originated in Alola.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's Komodo. Oh. I can't think there's another fighting type in Alola that has bulletproof.
Are we locking in that one?
Yeah, I'll just lock it in.
That is correct. The answer is Komodo, and with a base 125 defense. Chestnut comes in second at 122. Ursaluna in third at 105. And Dubwool in fourth with 100. All right. Well, that gives you guys 7 points today. So we're going to move on to our comeback mechanic. Both of you are outside of the top 4. So that means we have 2 bonus questions today. The way this works for the uninitiated, because it's
which
not
is all of us. I think it's the first time
which is everybody.
Done.
No, it's this 3rd time that I've done this.
Okay.
For the uninitiated, what happens here is it's kind of like Final Jeopardy. I'm going to give you a topic. of the points you've earned today, you can wager as many of them as you want.
Oh.
If you get the question wrong, you earn or you lose all the points. You don't earn any points today. If you get it right, you earn as many points as you wagered. If you are struggling very, very, very much so, you can tag your partner to help you answer that question. And in that case, you can actually go ahead and you don't lose or gain any points. You just stay at whatever you earned today.
Okay. So this is challenge for each of us then.
Yes, I have a question for each of you. So I am going to I don't know how I should decide this. I guess I need you guys to give me a number between 1 and 10. I am thinking of a number myself, and whoever gets closer will get to go first.
All right.
8.
7.
It is 7 on the dot. So Lynian,
Okay.
you get to go first. I feel bad because like one of these questions is more ridiculous than the other, but that the topic of the question, so you can determine how many points you will wager, is electric type boosts. Is the topic of the question.
All right, Thatch, how far am I out from the top 4?
I don't know off the top of my head.
But not like 6 points. Like it's considerable if I remember right.
Oh, everybody's considerable. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna full send.
Yeah, you are at 55. Top 4 is 78. Full send, sell 7 points. Here we go then. Your question, Lynian, is from S Sigma. I don't know if that's just R Sigma's alias or not. But who is the only Pokemon in Generation 9? This does not mean that it is necessarily a Generation 9 Pokemon. Just a Pokemon available in Scarlet and Violet. To learn what is the only Pokemon available in Generation 9 to learn electric terrain that is not an electric type, not a legendary Pokemon, or and is not a paradox Pokemon.
Okay. So when you're legendary includes just like anything that would be under that.
Yes.
Not an electric type.
Not an electric type, not a legendary Pokemon, not a paradox Pokemon. That's mostly to kick out anybody with Quark Drive.
Okay, and we're not, obviously not Mew.
No. Mew would fall under like the legendary, right? Like.
And okay, not Grubbin, or would Grubbin count? Because I know he can learn it, but he evolves into an electric type.
That's a good caveat. That's not the Pokemon I was looking for, but let me double check. Let me double check my notes just to make sure. Grubbin. Does Grubbin actually learn electric terrain? If it does, I will give you that answer. Just because I think that's fair. But
it's because it's an egg move. It's either an egg move or like a TM move or whatever. They just gave it to the whole line, so Grubbin can learn it.
Let me see.
The things I've had to learn looking up what PTU mons should get things in a conversion.
Yeah.
It does learn it via TM in Generation 9. So I will give you Grubbin, and we'll give you the 7 points for that.
Hooray!
The answer we were looking for, though, more specifically for Pokemon that aren't part of an electric Pokemon line of some sort, was Blissey.
I would never have gotten that.
I know. I know. I felt really bad.
Grubbin, I remember, because that I was thinking about using that for a campaign.
Yeah.
Blissey, no.
Yeah. So that gives you 14 points today. So that's great. That's great for you.
I'll take it on a technicality.
We'll give it to you. We asked the question. You gave an answer that fit the criteria. We'll give it to you. All right. So Shamu, it's your turn. Okay. The subject is Puckle's PokeQuiz. That is the subject. So Full send, 7 points for Shamu. Shamu, I'm going to ask you this. This is from Adi Ottishborn on the Discord server. Where does Thatch not accept trivia submissions?
Anywhere that's not the Puckle Discord.
You know what? I'll give you that. That's the answer. I don't accept them as Spotify reviews, YouTube comments, emails, Twitch chat. Honestly, anywhere except the Discord. So yeah, we'll give you guys the points for that. Yeah.
I was kind of like, I'm just gonna full send it if I fail it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
You're not hitting it.
It doesn't matter.
You're not hitting it.
We'll
Top four get for those of you at home. Top four get to go to a tournament at the end of the year where they top four by the end of November get to go to a tournament at the end of the year where they get a chance to compete for some amount of eShop gift card credit in reality. But I'd like to tell them that it's going to be a Red Lobster gift card. So I actually have a scoreboard to show the audience today on the video version. So we're going to do that here in a second. I know technology is advancing.
Come on, Thatch, we're a Pokemon podcast.
The I know.
It's amazing. It's right there.
I know. In first place, we've got Cloud9 with 92 points. In second place, we have Jushiro with 86. In third place, Seth Vilo with 82. In fourth place, R Sigma with 78. In fifth place, now we have Lynian with 69. Nice. Nice. In sixth place, we have Shark Finnegan with 68. In seventh place, we have Bocephus with 59. In eighth place, we've got the fluffiest Whimsicott with 47. In ninth, the Sublime Manic with 43. And in 10th, we have Shamu with 14. It's getting close. It's pretty tight. We might actually be able to see some people get knocked out of the top four. We'll see how it goes. But with that, guys, we are going to go ahead and kick it on over to our Poke Opinion. We'll catch you over there. Welcome to Puckle's Poke Opinion. In Puckle's Poke Opinion, we got a good one this week from Tamal, usually of top 5 mailbag fame. But he had a very interesting, fun question that I think is a very good opinion to think about. Which non-Pokemon video game area / map would make a good Pokemon region? And I don't know about like regions, but like I can think of games where like I could be like, yeah, this would be a cool area to see. I don't know if I could think of like a full map that I'd be like, man, I really want that in my Pokemon game.
I don't know if it would be my answer, but the first one that comes to mind is like an Elden Ring map. Just like with all the castles, something fantasy would be kind of cool.
Fantasy? I feel like that's kind of like what I expected when I first played X and Y. I was just like, yeah, I want to see more castles. Or even like Galar, I'm like, I want to see more castles. And I didn't get to see a lot of castles, and it made me sad.
Yeah.
Something that could be fun. Actually, I hope maybe that could be something you would see in like a Galar Legends game or something like that. Or even like I don't know. I'm trying to think. But that could be fun. I like fantasy map. Fantasy map anything, I think is a good answer. Can it be the Baldur's Gate map?
Yeah. Guys, you know, it'd be a really good Pokemon region.
Boulder, Faerun,
Rainbow Six Siege,
Modern Warfare 2 Rust, 1v1 Quickscope, whatever.
And a serious answer, I think Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I think Fodlan could be a cool region.
Fodlan's cool. Fodlan's cool. I do think in general, like Fire Emblem maps are very cool. They're almost Pokemon regions in a way, because like they do have like all the biomes in them.
The other thing that like comes to mind would be something that's like really bizarre and out there. Like it's known for its super dynamic overworld, like something like I mentioned it earlier, like Clair Obscure Expedition 33. I want to see what they do with some of those. A serious answer though is I would love to see a I know it's just the Greek underworld, but give me Hades with Pokemon. I want to see the Greek underworld populated by Pokemon. You could do a lot with that, actually.
That would be cool. Yeah. Man, there was just like there's a lot of video games that would be a lot of fun to see. That I don't know. I'm trying to think about like the maps because like I don't play a lot of things with maps as much as I should.
I'm thinking less of like the map and more of the aesthetics of the game and like the concept of where it is. Because like imagine like high fantasy, like Elden Ring's not really a high fantasy, but it's got the fantasy theming and like the castles and the structures of like that, and you could probably make it do something with that, or even like Bloodborne.
Yeah, I've been playing and I've mentioned this on the show before, or maybe it's only on stream. But like I've been playing this one game called Against the Storm, which is like it's like a strategy roguelike management game. And that's been a lot of fun. And the premise is like you're helping a bunch of different races like set up settlements to like go seal runes or something like that. I don't really understand. It's fine. And you go out on an adventure that way. And you hit all the biomes, which is really cool. And you just have like one central city that you have to like retreat to every once in a while. That's a very cool map idea. I think like being able to like go back to a central area as a hub, almost kind of like Legends Arceus, where you had to go back to Jubilife.
I was about to use that exact example.
Yeah. Yeah, except I guess this is more like fantasy-ish themed. The art aesthetics are very nice and everything as well. For that game, I would recommend it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think like what else I would say. Like, yeah, I really want to see that like as a Pokemon region. I think
like map is one thing. Region is when it starts getting you have to have a lot of considerations for like what would work.
Yeah, exactly. Because like I don't know. I try to think about the problem is like Pokemon regions are already based on like real world places to some extent, and I'm just like, man, where would I go? Like, where would I go that hasn't already been covered by Pokemon? Or what games have I played that are taking place in places that haven't been covered by Pokemon? And the answer is not very many.
Well, and also would work.
Yes, exactly.
I can think of a lot of great games I played that just wouldn't work. They're mono environments. Wild Frost, that's not going to work. The Pokemon launch for Wild Frost is great. Yeah, GTA. Well, you could. It's just a single city like Lumiose, right? I was gonna say you could. It's called Pokemon Legends Z-Day. Yeah. We could just go play in San Andreas or San Andreas. So yeah, Pokemon San Andreas. Let's go. That's the sequel to Pokemon Sword and Shield that everybody wanted. But yeah. The Mario Kart world. There we go. Mario Kart. Even got stadiums. Could you imagine Pokemon? I'm impressed with the restraint they had for Mario Kart 8 after they started letting Zelda and Splatoon in. I am just amazed at the restraint to not just make that full blown like Super Smash Brothers kart. So bravo to Sonic you. Do that. They did let Sonic do that. They did let Sonic do that. Well, yeah. All right. Well, if you want to answer that question, what video game you think might be a good region because you don't want to talk about Legends EA for some reason, you can let us know in the mailbag. We'll probably ignore it this week, but like we will read it. I will physically read it with my eyes. I will tell you that much. And we do actually, I don't mention this enough, but we do have like an unread email server or like a thread on the Discord server. So you can actually read all of those. Well, yeah. All right. With that, guys, we're going to kick it on over to our mailbag. Welcome to the mailbag. The mailbag is the part of the show where you can email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com and let us know what you think of the topic. Last week we asked you what you thought of ZA so far, and that's pretty much the question again this week anyway, so keep them coming. If not, I guess we have extras because we got so many emails this week already, actually. So we're going to get into it here in a second, but I would be remiss to not say that this segment is brought to you by the fictional energy drink Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves. And thank you. And as always, we'll give whoever the Green Tauros badge if we deem them worthy.
So yeah, with that said, we're going to jump into our first email this week. Our first email this week is going to be from Pokemon and Beer. So I believe Lynian, you got this one.
I do. Hello, Puckle crew. Pokemon and Beer here with some of my not favorite. Wow, my brain. Bleh.
No. They're his favorite thoughts now. They're his favorite thoughts on ZA.
His favorite thoughts on his favorite ZA. Good. I want to start off with a come to Pokemon for the battling, competitive, and collection aspects of the franchise. I don't really concern myself with the graphics or exploration or story as much. If they are fun, then great. I also didn't play Legends because the battling turned me off to it, so please forgive me if some of the things that I say that I like about ZA were also present in Arceus. With all that said, I'm really loving Legends ZA. I really enjoy the battling and the quality of life enhancements of the game. First off, I really like the battling. Yes, there's a learning curve, but I think that if you that will just add to the skill ceiling. Like, it's satisfying to time an attack to your Pokemon and then switch out for something else so you can effectively dodge the attack. I like how the cooldowns work because it makes using status moves worth it.
That's
for
true.
The first time, I disagree because I just went, I can just put another damaging move there and have 4. For the first time in my Pokemon life, I'm clicking Work Up. I like that it's not just button mashing, and there is some strategy you can use, including stall tactics where Infestation, Toxic, and Protect is a viable set on your Pokemon. Last, I like that there's no PP. It makes it feel more like a survival game when you go into battle zones because you're only worrying about health and not if you have enough PP for the night. Then, for the quality of life enhancements, it makes playing the game great. I like how the wild areas show which Pokemon are present that you already have in your decks and what you need to catch. Also, like if you don't need to click A to pick up the shiny items in the ground, you simply run over them. Makes traveling around the city not as much of a chore because I'm picking up berries, pretty feathers, and tiny mushrooms. Last, and this is really small, but I like how if you're moving multiple in your Pokemon in your box, you can just move them to an empty spot and they'll fill the gaps, as opposed to SV where the drop area has to be able to accommodate the shape of multiple Pokemon you're picking up.
Okay, actually,
Yeah.
I agree.
I didn't know that had been fixed, and I am so glad.
What a stupid, simple thing to fix.
Right? This has been a phenomenal Pokemon experience for me. I like that it's challenging, immersive, and seems to have fun with Pokemon formula. Catch you all on the flip-flop, Pokemon and Beer.
Well, thank you for that one. All right, our next email is going to be from Captain Spatch. Yeah. The future host of the Puckle podcast.
Oh.
What?
It's kind of like the Indiana Jones swamp. Right?
Sure,
like
sure.
you can take me and you can put Captain Spatch and nobody will tell the difference. Because they're gonna be like, I thought his name was Thatch, and they'll be like, no, it's actually Spatch.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Well, howdy do, Puckle crew. It is I, Captain Spatch. No Thatch, still not interested. Let me just include, I'm from the Northeast, so the audience will definitely notice when I use phrases like wicked, pronounce roof as rug, and while I don't think I do, I occasionally drop the letter R at the end of words. Anyways, I think I have some different insight into ZA or Lumiose as a whole because I am one of those casuals who was at an age where I was too cool to play Pokemon from Gen 4 to 7. I played BDSP with no experience now with 5 through 7. I've never experienced any of the recurring characters, Lumiose, etc. I am thoroughly enjoying exploring the city.
And Emma.
Yeah, really, yeah. I am thoroughly enjoying exploring the city, whether on the streets, rooftops. It feels like the city has new corners and crevices to explore at every turn. Seeing Pokemon in the streets and wild Pokemon swimming and flying around makes the world feel natural and immersive. On the characters and story so far, again, as someone who didn't play through Kalos, I'm interested in everyone's backstory, what motivates them, and now I want to go back and play X and Y to experience that. If only there was a Switch remake like BDSP that would have dropped before the first Legends game.
So Thatch isn't alone, just...
I said that I wouldn't have benefited from it other than I would have enjoyed going back to Kalos, like full Kalos and not just Lumio City.
And so now I'm going to question, is this just you and an alt?
Maybe.
But that said, while the story is solid so far through my first playthrough and I'm enjoying the game, I do have a few gripes. Does anyone else feel at times this doesn't really feel like a Pokemon game? At first, and to a degree, the combat still feels very panicky when I'm fumbling through mashing buttons and attacks, hoping something is going to happen. Well, I think the combat was the next logical step in Pokemon exploring a new battle system. It's something I feel like I'm not suited for now, and that's okay, but not really for me. I do kind of agree with that, though. It's kind of like, it does feel different.
It's different. I
different.
don't know if it feels off to me.
Yeah, like, it's definitely different, but it was kind of what you would expect from a game that's not turn-based from
like
Pokemon, you know?
I wouldn't have that same feeling about, say, Pokemon Ranger wouldn't have gotten me feeling weird about it, you know? And this just doesn't feel me in that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, with the
oh,
go ahead.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I had a comment in my brain, but I don't know if it's worth bringing up.
Okay. Also, it's the combination of the new battle system. I don't feel like I have a connection with my mons like I would in a traditional Pokemon game. I played for hours before I realized some of my partners learned new moves and that I could just change them. Same goes for leveling up and evolving. I was just exploring, battling, etc. And I was like, oh wow, my total gained 4 levels in the last hour and I had no idea. Or, oh, my Pidgey hit level 18. Shouldn't it evolve?
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I guess kind of missed that from not playing Legends Arceus because that's kind of how that went. That's the exact same thing that happened in those games that happened in this game. It's just
I do think that, like, I don't know.
It's so low friction. I can see you missing it.
Yeah, the one that I really like, I really like the way Scarlet and Violet handled like the new moves thing, where you still learned it like a normal Pokemon game, but you still maintained all of the moves and you could swap them out whenever.
Yeah.
I think that's the way. I don't know why they just didn't do that, but I don't. It's fine.
What do you mean? Because you still just learn them. They're just in the list. You just need to hit a thing to add it.
No, in Scarlet and Violet, they still give you the opportunity to add it in the traditional way when you learn the move.
Well, it's because this time you might be leveling up in the middle of a cluster of lines.
That's also true. You know what? That's a fair point.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yep, you're correct.
It's not like you lost access to it. It's just kind of keeping an eye on the UI and stuff. It happens though. It's but my last gripe, and it's small, is the wild zones. Some of them feel just too small with not much to do or really flesh out. I agree. I'm with you there. But overall, I am enjoying the game, and to this point in my playthrough, I'd give it somewhere between a 7 and 7.5. While some features aren't for me personally, I like that Pokemon is trying something new and different, and continually trying to redevelop and push their boundaries. Partially because I think they have to. Look forward to hearing more discussion about ZA in the coming weeks, months until Gen 10 drops. Keep on keeping on. Talk soon, Talk soon, Cascoons. Captain Spatch.
Well, thanks, Captain Spatch. We appreciate that. Yeah. One day we'll get him to take over the show. All right. Our last email this week is from Trainer Nova. Hello, Puckle crew. Unovian here, with greetings from Lumio City. I have to say, I'm having a blast with the new gameplay of the latest Pokemon Legends entry. The real-time combat is exhilarating, and there's so much oh my gosh. It's too late for this.
Damn. I know the word.
Verisimilitude. Yeah, I know the word.
Yeah.
Verisimilitude, and exploring Lumiose and the everyday lives of the Pokemon who live there. New Mega Evolved forms have also given a bunch of Pokemon species a breath of fresh air and incentive for me to try out mons I wouldn't have otherwise. Yeah, Vanillux. That being said, there was one Pokemon I did try to use, but simply could not. It filled me with so much grief and sadness that I wanted to take a moment to honor what could have been in this mailbag, where it would be read on the air for others to share a moment of silence over. Without ado, a eulogy for Aegislash.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's so bad.
When Pokemon X and Y first came out, I never put one of you on my team, but it didn't take long before my friends put you on their teams and shared just how awesome of a Pokemon you were. You had a ridiculously cool concept, a big freaking haunted sword, and carried many of your teams, excelling in both offense and defense, and bewildering opponents, or when you would change stances. Ugh. Though I never got around to using you in one of my playthroughs, I've always wanted to give the power of the big haunted sword in my trainer's hands. I even headcanon that I should find a male Aegis/Slash on my team. Oh, wait. Yeah, I headcanoned him to be the resurrected spirit of Wilhelm, the chestnut, and my starter and Y playthrough that got lost when my brother accidentally wonder traded it away to the ether. Not dead, not lost, but simply returned in another form. Alas, when a game that returned to Kalos arrived, I knew I would have to put an Aegis/Slash on my team and finally get a taste of the power that it built during the X and Y eras, except there was no power. It was not the right time. The mighty sword that game tragically felled by the real-time combat system, where instead of a free action like it was in a turn-based system, changing stances would merely leave it vulnerable for 3 seconds too long. Over and over again, I would see the mighty sword fall not 1 second after unsheathing its blade, or a king's shield go to waste on the lack of real-time prediction and timing skills of a gaming amateur like me. Maybe it would have worked if I would have trained you as an ambusher. Maybe it could have worked if your abilities were patched later with a shorter stance change animation. Maybe I could hope that the devs had the foresight and might remedy this with new moves or item and Mega Dimension DLC, or heavens forbid, a new Mega Evolution. Maybe it would have even worked if I simply got good. But for now, my heart cannot bear to see you suffer and be filled over and over again. It is with a heavy heart that I must spare you this suffering and place you in the box for good, and find another steel type to take your place. Almighty Aegis/, your awesomeness will be missed. I only wish for you the best in your next life, in whatever game you appear in next. R.I.P. 2013 to 2025. Yes, I know the irony of being a ghost type. Just roll with it for the spooky season, guys. Anyways, Excadrill has been really fun to use on my team in this game. Hope you guys are enjoying exploring Lumios and saving the city as much as I have. Signing off. No.
The funniest thing about that is, I had a friend who did the same thing. He tried to use it. It
so
couldn't
sad
work because of the broken animation. Well, it's not broken. It's just slow.
It's the way it is. It's just the way it is.
And so he's like, oh, I guess I'll use Excadrill.
Excadrill, yeah, Excadrill's fine. It's fine, yeah.
Mega Excadrill's cool. No, I don't like it, but it's strong.
I like it. I think it's cool. I really like. So the difference between like a lot of those and a lot of the Pokemon we get now, like in X and Y, they had just converted everything to 3D and they weren't really thinking in the 3D space. And then in Gen 7, they actually came up with a bunch of Pokemon that the designs like really took advantage of the animations that 3D could allow. Mm-hmm. And I think that's kind of what's happening here is a lot of the designs and a lot of the new Mega designs are really playing off the animations more so than the previous ones. Which is fair. But I do think in a game where like you can't as explicitly see the Pokemon when it's moving around, it doesn't land, it doesn't hit as hard.
At least not as consistently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah. Those are our emails. Do we think anybody deserves the Green Tauros badge?
The eulogy in my opinion
eulogy,
does.
Yeah. Nova, I think that's hands down. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no problem. Yeah.
Yeah, Nova, you get it. You got the Green Tauros badge. I don't know if you already have it, but you got it now.
You can pin it to the corpse of your Aegis/.
Yeah.
I think they do.
Well, they've got it the second time. That's how this works now. But with that, you can email us next week at puclpodcast@gmail.com and let us know more about what you think about ZA. With that, though, I think that's going to be the show. So you can keep up with us throughout the week. Best way to do it is come to the Discord server at pucldiscord.com. You can, of course, also follow us over on social medias at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Additionally, you can also follow us over at Twitch at twitch.tv/thepuclpodcast, where we live stream at least on Wednesdays, if not more. You can also catch us on YouTube at youtube.com/PucklePodcast. Unless you're watching the podcast there's a video version that people don't know about, even though we've been doing it for 8 months now. And there's also YouTube streams over there as well. Same streams you get on Twitch, but just on YouTube. But yeah, other than that, if you want to help support the show, best way to do so is go to our Patreon at patreon.com/PucklePodcast. Get ad-free versions of the podcast, the $5 tier, and hopefully more goodies to come at the higher tiers. But with that, though, guys, I have been Trainer Thatch.
I've been Lynian.
I've been Shamu.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.